Ladies and dudes, I want to apologize for all of you for not explaining about the number one spot of my top 5 of what kind of scenes do I want to see for the redo story of Taken 3. So I better go ahead and do a top 5 list for it, so we can get to know what the heck we're missing for Bryan and Lenny's relationship. And we will never forgive those idiot screenwriters for what they had done for the Taken 3 storyline. If you know what I mean. Well, anyway, hi ladies and dudes, this is Rebecca Lynn Barkley, aka MoveUp97. This is my review for today, and today I have no review, ladies and dudes, but for today's list, ladies and dudes, I gotta go ahead and do another top 5 list that nobody has never done before. And this top 5 list is very darn important. And I can't stop thinking about redoing the Taken 3 storyline out of my head, and since I got so many cool ideas for it, so we can find a way to make it better than ever. And plus, ladies and dudes, about the redo story of Taken 3, if the movie will ever be made, I would love to tribute this movie for the people out there who wants to be independent. And we do need an independent movie so darn badly. Because I'm sick and tired of so many movies here and there that feature the same old stuff over and over again. And I want to see something fresh and new for some type of movie that we've never seen before. If you guys get the picture. So anyway, let's head on to my greatest idea for a top 5 list that nobody has never done before. Okay, for my latest top 5 list is the top 5 most main ideas for Bryan and Lenny Scenes for the redo story of Taken 3. And I worked really hard on this one, and I think I found top 5 choices for it. Since I haven't explained to you all about what will be my most greatest ideas ever of what kind of scenes do I want to see for a Bryan and Lenny love story, if you know what I mean. And we're finally going to get rid of that terrible part about Lenny Mills being dead, and also the crime that Bryan Mills got involved in. Something that he did not commit. So I want this to be burned in hell forever. Bye bye. Well, if you know what I mean. So anyway, without further ado, ladies and dudes, let's head on to my most top 5 list ever of the top 5 most main ideas of what kind of scenes do I want to see for Bryan and Lenny for the redo storyline of Taken 3. And I hope everybody will enjoy this list for what type of scenes do I made up for them. So let's get started. Coming at number 5 goes to their separation. And it's going to take place at the end of the story. You know, where Bryan Mills has to tell Mr. Dawson the whole entire story about his relationship with Lenny. And also the tragic mess that he got involved in. So, what their separation is all about is, it's going to take place in the morning. Bryan Mills is trying to get some breakfast for his Lenny. You know, 2 bags of bagels and 2 cups of coffee. And he decided to go upstairs and head on to his apartment. And then he realized when he opened up the door, Stuart St. John had shown up. And he has a couple of men with him. And one of them is holding Lenny hostage. And Stuart had told Bryan Mills to stop seeing her. If you guys remember the original Taken 3, Stuart St. John said a very terrible thing on Bryan Mills' face, and he said something that he doesn't want him to see Lenny again. And yeah, it'll happen again in that storyline. And the most heartbreaking thing is, this is the last time that Bryan and Lenny did see each other. And they won't see each other again, not until at the near end of the story. And I decided to have a great idea of what Bryan Mills will say to Lenny before the separation will happen. Instead of, I will look for you, I'll find you, and I'll kill you, it's going to be called, you know, for the three main words, I will look for you, I will find you, and I will save you. That's what he'll say to Lenny. And during the separation happen, you know, when Stuart St. John and some of his men are going to take Lenny away from Bryan Mills, Stuart St. John told his men to go on ahead and kill Bryan Mills. And yes, there's going to be a fight scene going on, and Bryan Mills did survive. And he was trying to go back downstairs to try to get Lenny back, but sadly he was too late. And I would like to hear Bryan Mills scream out loud and say, Lenny! Yeah, that'll be the most heartbreaking thing for the scene of the story. So yeah, their separation deserves to be at number 5. Coming at number 4 goes to a dance scene. I would like to see a good dance scene between Bryan and Lenny, and yes, it's going to happen in their love story. You know, after when Lenny told Bryan Mills so many things, what she did wrong in the past, and she didn't mean to let it happen, and so many things that happened from back at Taken 1, and all the things that happened of their divorce. It's time for Bryan and Lenny to put up their differences and try to forget everything that happened in the past, and also, you know, have dinner, have a nice talk, and also share a dance. And yes, it's going to happen at Bryan Mills' apartment. I really want their dancing to be so sweet, so romantic, and it has a nice, beautiful feel to it. And we could see a real character development and chemistry between those two. And I did found a perfect song that will fit well for them. And that is, I Think We Feel Good Together by Rob Thomas. I rather prefer the one with him when he did the guitar thing, and not the one that came from in the album, because I think the guitar version is way more perfect for the scene of the story. You know, it was soft, sweet, romantic, and had a good rhythm to it. After all, I Think We Feel Good Together is a much better song for something that involves dancing instead of that stupid crappy Lonely No More. Since Lonely No More is the worst one of all for Rob Thomas's career of his songs. So yeah, I think a dance scene would be perfect for the love couple, and it deserves to be at number 4. Coming at number 3 goes to the ending. I don't want to take away too many things about the ending, so I'll do a few things here and there. Yeah, like when everything is all over, Bryan and Lenny are finally back together again as a couple. They finally reunite with Kim. At long last, they finally return home to LA. And there will be a moment where Benjamin Williams wants to see Bryan and Lenny have the romantic moment together at the beach. Something that will, let's say he really wants to be happy that his two beloved lovebirds are finally back together again as a whole after this whole thing mess had happened. That's all I could say about the ending, and it deserves to be at number 3. Coming at number 2 goes to Bryan and Lenny's reunion for the near end of the story. And also, they gotta confront Stuart St. John together. I would like to see a moment where Bryan and Lenny finally reunite at long last, since they hadn't seen each other for like 3-4 days or maybe 5 days ago, whatever. It's gonna take place around up in the building somewhere in New York City, and Lenny's just stuck up there for a while and she has no idea what to do, how to find a way to escape. And here comes Bryan Mills, and he said some sweet things to her, and they shared a hug, and they began to know how they miss each other and they want to be together forever. And Bryan Mills has to tell Lenny that it is not over yet. There's something that's gotta be done. And they have to confront Stuart St. John together as a real live love couple. And there will be a part where Bryan Mills has to face Stuart St. John. And it's going to be a brutal one. And Bryan Mills will make his true important vow that he will never ever use his particular set of skills to kill lives ever again. He will use his particular set of skills to protect lives from now on. And he will use his particular set of skills to protect his beloved Lenny at all costs. So yeah, the near ending moment deserves to be at number 2. And finally, the number 1 best ideal ever of how to find a way to give Bryan and Lenny a good love story that they deserve for a scene in the movie. Yeah, I know what you're gonna say. Something they should have put for number 3. So for number 1 goes to a sex scene. I really want to see Bryan and Lenny to have sex so darn badly in a Taken movie. And thanks to those idiot screenwriters, they did not put one in there. They are a bunch of idiots. What the heck are they thinking? Giving Bryan and Lenny a short-lived relationship in number 3. You dudes suck! Big time! And what the heck I want to say about their sex scene? It's going to be wild. It's going to be crazy. And there's going to be a whole lot of kissing and smooching going on. And also, I would like to see a part where Bryan Mills has to neck bite Lenny on the neck. So that way she can be Bryan Mills' mate forever. And yeah, there's gonna be a few too much information moments here and there. And I hope it will be way better than that terrible, awful sex scene that came from that stupid movie called Third Person. If you remember that horrible sex scene of hell, which I really hate the most. So yeah, the sex scene deserves to be the number 1 most greatest ideal ever for so many scenes here and there for Bryan and Lenny's relationship for the redo story of Taken 3. And that is my whole entire list for today. What do you think about my latest top 5 list that nobody has never done before? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's pretty decent? And tell me, ladies and dudes, what kind of scenes do you want to see for Bryan and Lenny's relationship if Taken 3 would have done better? Well, whichever it is, leave a comment there and let me know. And join me next time for my next videos to come. I will do 2 new movie reviews and a brand new top 10 list that nobody has never done before. So, be prepared for those new videos to come, and I'll see you guys later, and sayonara. Bryan and Lenny's relationship rules!